Today Prime. Test 1 2. Test 1 2.
Houston, coach says it too. My actions are about more than just sleep.
It's about representing the game on the court, my jersey, and on the mat.
It's about more than a scoreboard. It's about using sports to become all that I can become.
And have fun along the way.
I couldn't do it without you, and I wouldn't want to.
All right. Good afternoon and welcome inside the Raider Dome on the beautiful campus of Richland High School in Prosper, Texas, where today the Raiders take the floor for their final game before the Christmas break. One last opportunity to build momentum, sharpen identity, and continue laying the foundation for the season ahead before they start district play when the new year starts. Welcome in, everyone. Thank you for joining me in on the stream here today. This year marks the beginning of Richland basketball under first-year head coach Zachary Mikesell, a hire that signaled a clear commitment to culture and long-term growth. Mikesell arrives after a successful tenure at Saxe High School, where he led the Mustangs to the postseason 6 times in 7 seasons, compiling an overall record of 120 and 95. Perhaps most impressive was the turnaround he engineered early in his tenure, taking a Saxe program that had never won a playoff game and honestly was one of the laughingstocks of Garland ISD. They ended up delivering its first postseason victory in only his second year, setting a new standard that carried forward. Richland brings in Coach Mikesell with the goal of establishing that same competitive identity here, an emphasis on discipline, accountability, and playing the right way on both ends of the floor. An identity that he sums up in one simple phrase: uncommon. The early signs have been encouraging as the Raiders enter tonight off a 71-48 win over Decatur High School, a game that showcased balance, defensive intensity, and improved execution. Leading the way for Richland is senior guard Mike Barnes, the engine of this Raiders lineup. Barnes comes in averaging just over 14 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists per game, providing not only scoring punch, but steady leadership in the backcourt. Barnes sets the tone, whether it's pushing the pace, making the right read, or delivering in key moments. Standing across from Richland tonight is Community High School out of Nevada, Texas, a team that also arrives with confidence. Community is coming off a dominant 65-32 win over Whitesboro. They'll look to bring that same physicality and defensive pressure into this matchup. With both teams riding momentum, expect an energetic, competitive contest to close out the pre-Christmas slate. It's Raiders and Braves, one last game before the holidays. Chase Upton with you on the call for our matchup today. We'll be right back from the Raider Dome with starters and the opening tip. And we're about ready to get underway here from the Raider Dome. Starters for these two teams for the visiting Community High School Braves. Senior forward Isaac Foy, sophomore guard Chase Williams, junior center DeCameron Bland, junior shooting guard Brody Hudson. Rounding out the Brave starters, senior small forward Brian Seguru. Into the paint for Bland. Down low, Chukwani defending. That's off the mark, rebound pulled down by Wong. Raiders back the other way. Wong's gonna find Chukwani in the paint. He'll see two Braves defenders and he'll earn an early trip to the charity stripe. Starters for the Raiders today: Isaac Wong, senior Mike Barnes, sophomore Jacob Battles Jacob Battles Jr., Webster McLemore, and Taniform Chukwani. And Chukwani not able to open the scoring here with the first free throw. And Chukwani, nothing to show for on that trip to the free throw line. Near side Seguru with Wong defending. Isaac Foy is going to be shut down on that drive, and Webster McLemore will be called for the foul. Raiders come in 6-8. Picked up a big win over Decatur on Friday. Won that one 71-48. Shot 45% from the floor and went 9 for 19 from behind the arc, good for 47%. Brody Hudson from the mid-range, just strong. Offensive rebound pulled down by Chase Williams off the step back. That one's good, and we open the scoring here 2-0 in favor of Community High School. The Braves come in from Nevada, Texas, out past the Rockwall area, east of Dallas. Richland Raiders obviously first year for the new high school, the fourth high school here in the Prosper area. Far side three ball from Jacob Battles. That one's off the mark. Rebound snatched down by DeCameron Bland. It's going to go back the other way with the Braves. Big shout out from the audio video crew here at Richland High School, giving me the opportunity to pump our scoreboard feed on the Jumbotron just above the court into the live stream here today, so big shout out from Richland High School audio and video crew. Raiders back the other way. Long kicks out to Mike Barnes, comes in leading in the scoring category for the Raiders, just over 14 a game. Also averaging the most assists per game. Barnes off the DHO, into the paint, lays it home, rolls out. Mike Barnes thought he got it to go. Went about 40% into the basket. Just rolled out. Raiders still not able to get on the board. Far side, Chase Williams trying to get the Braves into their set. Top of the key Foy. With McLemore defending. It's to Cameron. Bland will be shut down on the drive. Jacob Battles, 6'2 sophomore for Richland, thought he had a clean steal, but he'll be called for the foul. Richland going to make some substitution. The only freshman on this Richland roster, Talon Sims, checks in here playing a six-man role for head coach Zach Meisel. Inbound to Williams. And the Raiders are going to be called for another ticky-tack foul on the baseline. Head coach Zach Meisel not agreeing with that one, but he'll choose to hold in his complaints early on in this one. Seguru takes it out on the baseline, gets it into Williams. Williams down low, not able to finish at the cup. Kicks back out, offensive rebound to Seguru. Seguru gets inside, not able to finish. Her offensive rebound to the Braves. Williams once again on the inside, still not able to finish. Community with another offensive rebound. This time Seguru gets inside, and the activity on the offensive glass is going to pay off for Brian Seguru. He'll go to the line for a pair. And Seguru will make the first. 3-0 in favor of Community High School. Make that 4. Just a little over 3 minutes gone by here in the first quarter. 5:20 remaining in our first period. Richland Raiders still not able to get on the board yet. Far side to Mike Barnes from the pull-up. It's good. Senior Mike Barnes opens the scoring for Richland. Pump fake got to his spot, pulled up from the elbow area, and it's 4-2 in favor of Community. Seguru kicks out, far side Chase Williams. He'll try a deep three. Off back rim. Offensive rebound pulled down by Isaac Foy, and he lays it home for the deuce. Clear game plan here for Community as they're being uber aggressive on the offensive glass. Barnes from the nail, picks up his dribble, kicks it out to Battles. Battles gets inside, lays it home for 2, and he'll go to the line for a three-point play. Sophomore Jacob Battles on the attack. He ties us at 4 apiece. Battles comes in just shooting under 70% from the free throw line. And he's going to miss that one. Sims active on the offensive glass, but the Braves back the other way. Pass the midline, Chase Williams gets in the paint, and he'll go to the line for a pair of free throws. Good amount of fouls early on in this one with not too much contact. It's very important in these high school games that your officiating crew just kind of keeps consistency. If that's the way you're going to call it that way for the entire game. Chase Williams makes the first of his 2 free throws, my namesake. Sophomore guard for Community High School. Chase Upton on the call here today from Richland, brand new high school in the Prosper area. 7-4 in favor of Community. And Williams will go perfect on that trip. It's a little over halfway through this first quarter. 8-4 in favor of the Braves. Near side, Mike Barnes looking to attack with Williams defending. Knifing through the defense, gets it into the paint to Chukwani, and Chukwani lays it home for the deuce. Mike Barnes creating on the offensive end for the Raiders. Finds his senior duo, Tanaform Chukwani, waiting for that pass in the paint. Seguru had it knocked away. It's going to stay on this end with Community. Caden Smith into the game for the first time for the Raiders. Back the other way, Matthew Fiomi lays it home for the deuce. And we're tied at 8 apiece. Matthew Fiomi averaging just over a steal a game with active hands on the defensive end. Excuse me, we're not tied at 8 apiece. No, it is 8-8. Sorry, scoreboard was updated a little late. Threw me off. Over halfway gone by here in the first quarter. And we're going to have a timeout by Community. Richland Raiders on a little bit of a run. We'll be right back from the Raider Dome. And we're back from the Raider Dome on the beautiful campus. Richland High School here in the Prosper area. Both these teams coming off big wins. Richland High School comes off a 71-48 win over Decatur on Friday. Community comes off a 65-32 win over Whitesboro. Last game before the Christmas break, and right out of the timeout, Chase Williams is going to throw it away. Back the other way with the Raiders. Matt Barnes, Matthew Fiomi, Braylon Whitehead, Caden Smith, and Talon Sims, the 5 on the floor for Richland. On a little bit of a run for that timeout as Mike Barnes gets right in the paint again. Another beautiful dish, this time to the freshman Sims. Another clear part of the game plan for Community as Isaac Foy lays that one home for 2 is that when Mike Barnes puts a move on his defender and gets in the paint, they're going to show him 2 every time, right on cue. Gives a pump fake from the elbow. Off the mark. Rebound hauled in by Seguru. Community back the other way. And it looks like early on Mike Barnes is making the correct reads on his drives as Sims kicks this one up court. Caden Smith lays it home for 2. Barnes is making the right reads and getting his teammates involved early with 2 pretty assists here in the first quarter. Seguru on the drive. Pulls up, floater off the mark. Gets his own miss. It's going to go up again. Still not able to finish. This time he's going to step out on the baseline. Another turnover for Community. Checking in for the first time for Community, R.J. Winham. And Dylan Testa is going to check in for the Braves. Braylon Whitehead gets right to the cup. Community made some saves, made some subs, and just didn't communicate and pick up their man out of the timeout. 14-10 in favor of Richland. And we're back from the Raider Dome, 14-10 in favor of the Raiders. Right before the break, Community made a couple of substitutions and didn't pick up their man checking into the game. And Braylon Whitehead took advantage, went straight to the cup, was able to get his first points. Seguru swings it over to Chase Williams on the attack. He'll finish off the tough floater over his defender. Williams now has 4. Raiders back the other way. Braylon Whitehead pulls up from 3. Off the mark. Rebound smacked around and controlled by the Braves. Seguru kicks it out to Windham. His 3-pointer's off the mark. Seguru gets the miss. Throws up a hook shot that's going to be no good. And another offensive rebound by Community. Coach Mike still not happy with the defensive rebounding effort thus far by the Raiders. Dylan Testa at the line for a pair. And he's going to miss the first wide right. Braden White checking in for Community for the first time. It's a kid I was watching in warm-ups. He's an athlete. Keep a lookout if he gets out on the break. Got some bunnies in those shoes. As Testa goes empty on that pair. 14-12 in favor of Richland. About a minute left here in the first quarter. Wong off the screen for Yaomi. Gets in the paint, he's going to have it blocked away. Gets his own miss. Tried to get it to Fiomi at the nail. It's going to stay on this end with the Raiders. Senior Cam Butts into the game for the first time for Richland as well. Far side Wong. He'll pull back. His 3-pointer. It's good. Isaac Wong off the pullback. Denied the screen from Castanave. And a pretty shot from the sophomore Wong. Comes in averaging just under double figures for head coach Zach Mikesill. Wong just shooting 30% from behind the arc. See if he'll get things going in this one. Wong off the handoff. 10 seconds left in the first quarter. Off the flare screen. He'll try another one. Just short. Rebound pulled down by Williams. And we conclude the first quarter. Raiders ahead 17-12. We'll be back from the Raider Dome. And we're back from the Raider Dome on the campus of Richland High School here in Prosper, Texas. Richland ahead 17-12. Chase Williams for Community High School leads all scorers with 4. Isaac Foy also has 4 of his own for the Braves. Top of the key, White almost turns it over. It's going to stay on this end with Community. As we said, Community High School comes in out of Nevada, Texas, plays in at the 4A level in Region 2, District 13. Schools like Wills Point, Farmersville, and Caddo Mills. Andre Bragg into the game for the first time. His 3-pointer's off the mark. And Community is absolutely dominating the offensive glass. Raiders just have not been able to end a possession after one miss. Williams top of the key. Attacking on McLemore. Gets inside. Throws a couple pump fakes. Hits Andre Bragg at the top of the key. His 3-pointer's off the mark. finally, the Raiders are able to finish the possession. Braden White will be called for the foul. As we start the second quarter, 17-12 in favor of Richland High. Mike Barnes working at the top of the key, trying to create on Bragg. Near side three from Wong. Off back rim. Offensive rebound pulled down by Cam Butts. Wong finds Butts on three-point line. Rattles around and out. Rebound controlled by R.J. Winham. Almost turned it over back the other way. Near side Bragg on the attack. Kicks out to Winham. Hits Williams on the back door. Not able to finish. And finally, Richland's going to finish that possession with a defensive rebound. Going to be something to watch out for as Richland has a 5-point lead. They're going to try from this point on to limit Community to one shot on the offensive end. Mike Barnes from three. Off back rim. Rebound pulled down by Testa. Williams back the other way for Community. Tried to skip it over to Braden White, and the Braves are going to turn that one over. Mike Barnes, Webster McLemore, Cam Butts, Talon Sims, and Isaac Wong, the 5 on the floor for the Raiders. Sims hands it off to Barnes. Thought about a three. Instead, he'll get inside. A lot of contact there, and Richland will take it out on the baseline. Excuse me, they're going to call that one a shooting foul on the Mike Barnes drive. He'll go to the line for a pair of free throws. And Barnes makes the first. Comes in shooting just under 75% from the charity stripe so far this season. Coming off a 15-point, 3-rebound, 4-assist game in that win over Decatur on Friday. I'll tell you what, I was on the call for Richland's win over Greenville earlier this season, and early on, Mike Barnes looks a lot more aggressive on the offensive end. He seemed a little out of sorts in that game versus Greenville, which is okay. Young player. You have games like that every once in a while. I know I played high school basketball for Coach Mike Sill. Over at Saxe, I know some games it's just not your day, but good signs for the senior Mike Barnes here in this one so far. As he tried to find Talon Sims off the pick and roll, and the Raiders turn it over. Seguru back the other way with Barnes defending, and Barnes will be called for the foul. A little bit too much body from the senior. It's Jacob Battles in. Ross Benavidez check in for the first time for Richland. Benavidez, a sophomore. Battles the 6'2 sophomore as well. It's Andre Bragg. Gets a paint touch and throws that floater in. 19-14 in favor of Richland. Barnes on the far side. Gets it to the elbow to Sims. Sims not able to finish at the cup. Community back the other way. R.J. Winham trying to attack on Benavidez. Benavidez is going to be called for a very ticky-tack foul. Did get two hands on Winham, but if you're head coach Zach Mikesell, you definitely don't want to see that called. If you're going to call that all day, we're going to have a long game here from Prosper. Seguru gets it in on the far side with Isaac Wong defending. Seguru with the hezzy, gets inside, throws a pump fake, skips far side Braden White. That three-pointer's good. Braden White with his first field goal. And it's 19-16. Excuse me. Yeah, 19-16 in favor of Richland. They're going to call that three-pointer, or what I thought was a three-pointer from Braden White, they're going to call that a long two. So Isaac Foy checks back in for the Braves. Interesting combination for the senior Isaac Foy, rocking a one blue shoe and one pink shoe. As Myron Bland checks back in for the Braves. Also interesting shoe combination, one yellow and one very light greenish blue shoe for the junior Bland. Not sure which combination is worse. They're both pretty equally bad, if I say so myself. Not by any means someone who's against alternating shoe colors, but I mean, at least have them match your team's colors, as Jacob Battles gets inside for that one. Speaking of alternating shoe colors, Jacob Battles got the What the Kobe 8s. That's an alternating shoe color I can get down with. Benavidez defending on Winham, also with the What the Kobe 8s. At the center line, Jacob Battles trying to get the Raiders in their offense. Hands it off, Benavidez. Swing pass to Barnes, on the attack, gets inside, kicks out, Isaac Wong, far side three, it's good. Isaac Wong with his second three-pointer. And Mike Barnes, so far in this one, is unselfishly getting downhill and creating opportunities for his Raider teammates. Bland back the other way. Mikesell's not happy about that one. Not very much communication there from the Raiders, as Bland got easily downhill for the deuce. Battles on the inside. His floater's good. Jacob Battles, he's now got 6. Threw a couple pump fakes and found himself so far inside, he's like, I might as well just go up with this one. So RJ Winham gets the cup, and he'll go to the line for a pair. For any of our viewers, sorry if I'm not stating as many stats for the visiting Community High Braves. It's kind of hard to insert stats throughout a broadcast when you go to Max Preps and there's no stats inserted into the system. So just want everybody to know I'm going based off what I got. So RJ Winham misses that first free throw. 26-18 in favor of Richland. So Winham goes empty on that pair. Caden Smith back into the game for Richland. He'll try a far side three. On target. Caden Smith with a three-pointer as he checks right back into the game. Off the assist from Battles. Raiders in a full court press. And we're going to have an offensive foul called on Chase Williams. Caden Smith back the other way. Got into Williams' space, and Williams just threw him an arm, and that's going to be an offensive foul all day. So Matthew Fiomi checks back in for Richland. Team's leading rebounder, comes in 6 a game. Fiomi, Mike Barnes, Talon Sims, Jacob Battles, Caden Smith, the 5 on the floor for Richland. Battles on the near side wing. Attacking on Seguru, gets inside and lays it home for the deuce. Jacob Battles felt the smaller Seguru defending him and said, I'm going to just take this right through your chest and let's see if you can stop me. Jacob Battles already got 8. Comes in averaging just over 12 a game. Battles, similar to Mike Barnes, had a great performance against Decatur. 6 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. in that 71-48 win on Friday. (31-18) in favor of Richland. And another bit of information that I hope everyone watching our broadcast today has. I'm also running our score bug here on the YouTube live stream, so if I get caught up in the game and forget to update the score, give me a little bit of slack. Far side three from Caden Smith. That one's going to be a little bit strong. Offensive rebound. And the Braves are going to end the possession. Go back the other way. Community has numbers if they want it. Kick ahead, far side three from Hudson. Off the mark, and that one's going to go out of bounds off Talon Sims. Under a minute to go here in the first half. 31-20 in favor of Richland. Coach Mike Sill is going to make substitution. He'll check Webster McLemore back in. Jacob Battles checks out, leading scorer so far, 8 points already in the first half. Caden Smith has 5. Isaac Wong has 6, and Mike Barnes has 4 for the Raiders. Near side, Seguru. Attacking on Whitehead. Under a minute to go here in the first half. Three-pointer from Foy. It's good. Isaac Foy. His three-pointer is true. He's now got 7. Near side for Braylon Whitehead. Gets it into Fyomi. Fyomi looking to attack on Foy. He'll get inside and he'll earn a pair of free throws. As Foy got out of position. He fouled the senior Fyomi. Fyomi just a 62% free throw shooter here so far this season. So he misses the first. Also had a solid performance against Decatur. 5 points and 5 rebounds for the senior. And he'll come up empty-handed on that trip. And off his miss, gets it in to Sims on the inside, and there was a lot of contact. That's going to get Coach Mike Solich to just about half court. As thus far in this first half, there's been a lot of really ticky-tack, soft fouls called against Richland on the defensive end, and Sims doesn't get that call. And head coach Zachary Mikesell visibly frustrated at the inconsistency between the referees on both ends. 13.7 left here in the first half. 31-23. Favor of Richland. Seguru at the line for a pair. And he'll make the first. Seguru, a 6'1" senior. Just 2 points so far in this one. It's Isaac Wong and Mike Barnes will check back in for Richland. A little bit of offensive substitution for head coach Zach Mikesell. And Seguru makes the pair there. 31-25 in favor of the Raiders. Last shot for Richland. Top of the key, Barnes. And it's not going to be the last shot because Richland will be called for the offensive foul on the moving screen. 3.7 seconds left here in the first half. Community kicks it ahead. Testa gets in the paint. Not able to finish. Nobody found their man in transition. And what looked like Richland was going to get final shot to end the first half. Now Community's Dylan Testa go to the line for a pair of free throws. And he'll make the first. Splits that pair. And we're going to end the first half. Raiders leading 31-26. Jacob Battles leads all scorers with 8. Isaac Wong follows with 6 for the Raiders. Isaac Foy leads the scoring category for community. He's got 7. Chase Upton on the call here from Richland High School in Prosper, Texas. We'll be right back. And we're back from the Raider Dome here on the campus of Richland High School. Raiders ahead 31-26 here to start the second half. Richland looking to improve to 7-8 before the Christmas break. Community looking to improve to 9-6. Mike Barnes from behind the arc to start the third quarter knocks it down. Off the DHO from Taniform Chukwani. And the senior Mike Barnes gives Richland a little bit of juice to start this third quarter. Community back the other way. Isaac Foy attacking on the top of the key. As the Guru turns this one over off his foot, and we're going to have a jump ball call at half court. Isaac Wong got on the floor for it. And it's going to stay on this end with the Braves. 8-point lead for Richland. Isaac Wong off the turnover on the inbound, lays it home for 2. He's now got 8 points. Just an uncharacteristic, unforced turnover there from Community. Brody Hudson misses that one in the paint, but the follow is good. 36-28 in the Raiders. Barnes off the hezzy. Kicks it into Chukwani. He's not able to finish, but he'll go to the line for a pair of free throws. As Chukwani makes the first, he's now got 3 points. 6'4" senior forward. And Chukwani perfect on that trip. Raiders with some pressure back the other way. Top of the key, Chase Williams off the screen from Foy. Gets inside, his floater's good. Chase Williams now up to 6. Mike Barnes handling it at the top of the key. Gets it to Jacob Battles. Battles hands it off to McLemore. McLemore on the inside, not able to finish. Offensive rebound pulled down by Chukwani with 3 Braves defenders around him. And Community back the other way. Chase Williams on the break. Not able to finish at the cup. And it's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by the Raiders, Webster McLemore. Eight-point game still. Here with 6 minutes left in the third quarter. And Community is going to turn that one over again. Mike Barnes back the other way. Raiders flying all over the place. You've got to love the hustle from the senior Mike Barnes and sophomore Isaac Wong. As that one was going to be a backcourt violation on Community, but Mike Barnes said, let me sprint back the other way and dive head first for this loose ball. Raiders take it out of bounds on the baseline. Wong from the elbow. Step back mid-range. Rattles around and out. And Richland called for the foul on the rebound. Richland picking up in the full court. Far side, Seguru. Gets a screen from Foy. Kicks out to Hudson. Hudson nowhere to go. Has to throw it back out to Chase Williams. With Fyomi defending. Williams nowhere to go. Matthew Fyomi with suffocating defense, and Chase Williams throws a little spin move on him and lays it home for 2. 38-32 in favor of Richland. Just about 3 minutes gone by here in the third quarter. Barnes on the attack. Skip pass over to Wong. Wong off the Fiomi screen, pulls up for the mid-range, rattles around and out. Two pretty shots from the sophomore Isaac Wong that he just hasn't been able to get to go. Wong had 6 points in the first half, has 8 points right now. Hit two big three-pointers in that first half. And the Raiders back the other way. Skip past Jacob Battles, gets inside. His floater's good. Jacob Battles now into double figures with 10. And we're going to have a timeout. Richland leads 40-32. 4 minutes and 30 seconds here left in the third quarter. And we're back from the Raider Dome, live on the beautiful campus of the brand new Richland High School here in Prosper, Texas. Chase Upton with you on the call here today. Raiders ahead 40-32, 4.5 minutes left here in the third quarter. 5 on the floor for the Raiders. Matthew Fiomi, Talon Sims, Jacob Battles, Mike Barnes, Caden Smith. The 5 for head coach Zach Meixel. As we said, comes in after 7 seasons at the helm for Saxe High School in Garland ISD. Made the playoffs in 6 out of 7 seasons for Saxe as Chase Williams gets that one off the inbounds, and he's now got double figures. So I was saying, made the playoffs 6 times in 7 seasons, did head coach Zach Meixel at Saxe High School. Sadly, the only season he didn't make the playoffs as a head coach for Saxe was my senior season, my senior year. Yeah, so not too proud of that, but a little bit of a full circle moment here today. So I get to do some play-by-play here from beautiful Richland High School. Coach Meixel was an absolutely, outside of just being a great basketball coach, Coach Meixel taught me a lot of things as just being able to be a man and implemented certain mentality things that I use on a day-to-day basis in life, in school and work and just about everything I do. His phrase that he likes to use when implementing his culture is uncommon, and that's exactly what he wants his guys to be. He wants them to do the little things correctly. He wants his guys to show up to practice on time, if not early. He wants his guys to have their jersey tucked in. He wants his guys to compose themselves well when they're on the court, when they're off the court. All these little things that a lot of not only basketball players but people in general take for granted and don't do on a day-to-day basis. Head coach Zach Meixel expects his players to do on a day-to-day basis. So, home run coaching hire for Prosper High School. As Mike Barnes goes to free throw line for a pair. And Barnes makes the first. Comes in shooting just under 75% from the charity stripe. The 5'10 senior guard, averaging just about 14 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists a game. And he's flawless on that trip. (42-36) in favor of Richland. 3:22 remaining here in the third quarter. Once again, another big shout out to the Richland High School audio and video team for helping me plug in the Jumbotron feed into the broadcast here today. Absolutely beautiful picture we're getting here for our live stream. Raiders back the other way. Fiomi off the beautiful pass from Braylon Whitehead, lays it home for 2. If you're the Raiders, that's exactly how you want to run your transition offense. Braylon Whitehead got on the inside, and Matthew Fiomi, 6'1" senior guard, cut in right behind him and got an easy layup at the rim. 44-36 in favor of Richland. Raiders once again in this full court pressure, trying to turn Community over, which they haven't done very often so far in this one, but see if this pressure right on cue. Matthew Fiomi back the other way. Back-to-back easy layups for the senior Fiomi. And right on cue, as I was saying, Community hasn't turned the ball over much in this one. Fiomi, right past half court on the trap, forces a turnover. As we're going to have a stoppage, as I believe Brian Seguru's got a cramp. He's going to have to check out. RJ Winham will check back in for Community. Community High School, as we said, out of Nevada, Texas, coached by head coach Nathan Kirby. Second season at the helm for Nevada. Last season, the Braves were 20-12, 7-3 in 4A Region 2 District 13. Teams like Wills Point, Farmersville, Caddo Mills, among others. Richland, for just this one season, for year number 1 for the Raiders, they'll be in 4A Region 2 District 9. Schools like Gainesville, Sanger, and Van Alstyne. They'll then move up to 5A next season. As Barnes moves into double figures. He's got 10. And Barnes goes perfect from that chirp. Double-digit lead, 48-38 in favor of the Raiders. Pull-up 3 from Williams. Just strong. Offensive rebound pulled down by Winham. Winham with nowhere to go as Cam Butts plays some great on-ball defense. Foy swings it over to Williams. Williams, as he's done throughout this one, is going to look to create. Fiomi pesting him, and Chase Williams should have been called for a travel. And the Raiders are going to force a turnover anyways. Richland back the other way. Battles out on the break. Step back three-pointer. It's good. Jacob Battles. That's one of those shots that, if you're head coach Zach Mikesell, you're going to be pretty livid if he misses that one in transition off the step back three-pointer, but he knocked it down, so you're going to live with it. Sophomore Jacob Battles now up to 13. Sophomore leads all scorers so far in this one. He's already above his season average of 11.7. Have a little bit of a stoppage for some sweat on the court. 51-38 in favor of Richland. Richland and head coach Zach Mikesell look to have found something here in the third quarter in this full court press, as Chase Williams definitely could have been called for an offensive foul right there as he put two hands right into the chest of Matthew Fiomi, but it's not going to make a difference because Richland's going to force turnover. Back the other way. Braylon Whitehead took a contested two that he had blocked away, and Raiders definitely could have got a better look at that one, but Richland's starting to pick things up on the defensive end. We're going to have a timeout with 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Raiders ahead 13. We'll be right back from the Raider Dome. And we're back from the Raider Dome. Chase Upton here on the call from the beautiful Richland High School here in Prosper, Texas. Just north-ish of the Dallas area. Man, I'm just a kid from Rowlett. Saxe High School education. I don't know the Dallas area too well. I only lived here for 22 years, but nonetheless, we're here from the beautiful Richland High School in Prosper. Richland ahead 51-38, 13-point lead for the Raiders. Looking to close out their pre-conference schedule, pre-district schedule. So they'll have this game, and then they'll take on Canale on the 19th. I think that's how you say that, Canale High School. On the 19th at 3 p.m. is Braylon Whitehead knocks down that step back mid-range off the screen from McLemore. So I was saying Richland will take on Canale on – no, that can't be right. I'm saying the 19th. It's already the 22nd. I've got my schedules mixed up. Excuse me, folks. Yeah, they'll take on Canale on the 29th. That's where I messed up. Canale at 3 p.m. on the 29th. Week from today. That's going to be right here in the Raider Dome. Game's going to be at 3 p.m. I might be on the call for that game. We're going to see. We'll see how my schedule is looking on the 29th. I think I'll be out of town, but we'll see. Raiders will be back in action here a week from today. As we said, 3 p.m. against Canale. That'll be the last game before they start district play against Lake Dallas. Once again, here in the Raider Dome, that's going to be at 12:30, day after New Year's, second of the year. 12:30 right here in the Raider Dome. They'll then take on Van Alstyne at 7:30 on January 6th. That's going to be on the road. Isaac Wong's going to check back into this one for the Raiders. 53-39. 14-point lead for Richland. Barnes off the inbound, gets it in to Webster. McLemore, he'll go to the line for a pair of free throws. .1 left here in the third quarter. As McLemore gets on the board with his first free throw. Comes off a 7.2 rebound, 3 rebound, 1 assist, 2 steal game in that win over Decatur on Friday. And McLemore right at his season average of 50% from the charity stripe, goes 1-1 on that trip. And we close out the third quarter. Richland with a 15-point lead to start the fourth. Chase Upton on the call here today. We'll be right back from the Raider Dome. And we're back from the Raider Dome here on the beautiful campus of Richland High School in Prosper, Texas. And the Raiders with some solid defense here to start the fourth quarter, and Chase Williams just threw Webster McLemore onto the floor and won't be called for the offensive foul, but he'll be called for the travel on the other end. Raiders get it back anyways, but head coach Zach Meixel was livid that there was a no call on that, what should have been an offensive foul from sophomore Chase Williams. 54-39, 15-point lead here for the Richland Raiders. Barnes kicks it out, far side three from Wong. It's good. Now we're going to have a defensive foul under the basket. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that three is going to count, and the Raiders are going to also retain possession. Isaac Wong now into double figures with 11. That's his third three-pointer so far today. He's the second Raider into double figure scoring. Excuse me, Wong's the third Raider in double figures. Jacob Battles with 13. Barnes has 10. And Wong now with 11. It's Matthew Fiomi. Cleans up the miss. Stole that one away. Really, Isaac Foy lost it. And Community, I don't think it's going to be able to get this one past half court. Now they do, and the Braves have numbers. Foy on the back door, not able to finish at the cup. Offensive rebound pulled down by Windham. .20 lead here for Richland, looking to improve to 3-2 at home so far this season. Also, another apology. I know I've apologized multiple times for not being able to run the scoreboard correctly, but that's a forgetfulness thing. I've been told from one of my close friends who's listening to the broadcast that we might have been able to hear me singing in one of our timeout breaks, and I'm sorry that I had to grace all of the viewers with my just absolutely beautiful vocals during one of the timeouts, but, you know, it is what it is. I'm a man of many talents. What can I say? It's RJ. No, excuse me. That's Brody Hudson. They got to the paint. He scores his first field goal. Raiders back the other way. Fiomi is being very active on the offensive boards here in this third quarter. He'll have that one blocked away. Community back down the other end. And the Braves are just getting all out of sorts. Isaac Wong off the pass from Fiomi, lays it home for two. Wong's now got 13. Back the other way, Windham knocks down that three-pointer. Under 6 minutes to go here in regulation, 63-46 in favor of Richland. Mike Barnes on the inside, not able to finish. Almost pulled down his own miss. Braves down the other way. Windham into the inside, and the Raiders force a turnover. Jacob Battles comes away with the steal. Battles on the attack. Near center circle, Isaac Wong. Getting the Raiders into their set. Wong on the attack. Tried to dish it into Fiomi. And Richland's going to turn that one over. Caden Smith checking in. He'll grab Mike Barnes. Braylon Whitehead also back in for Richland. Whitehead, Caden Smith, Webster McLemore, Cam Butts, and Isaac Wong, the five on the floor for Richland. Far side three from Isaac Ford. That's going to hit the side of the backboard. And the Raiders back the other way. Caden Smith in the far corner. Off the step back. Offline, rebound pulled down by McLemore. McLemore goes back up with it and lays it in. Sophomore Webster McLemore now with 3. Strong rebound from McLemore. Braves back the other way. 3-pointer from DeCameron Bland is good. He's now got 5. Wong off the screen from McLemore. Gets it to him at the top of the key. Swing over to Whitehead. High post McLemore. Now down in the short corner. McLemore with White defending. Not able to finish at the rim. Gets his own miss and lays it home. Webster McLemore very active on the offensive glass. The Raiders with a 19-point lead. And if you're head coach Zach Meisel, you got to be happy with what you're seeing from your group right now. As soon as the Raiders got into that full court press, they seemed to just kind of figure out Community High. Whitehead off the inbound. Wong attacking on Winham. Gets to the cup, lays it home for 2. Isaac Wong with the tough finish. He's now got 15. Scored his season high of 17 in a 64-65 loss to Independence earlier this year. Head coach Zach Meisel looking to make a group of substitutions. 3 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. 69-51 in favor of Richland. Wong off the DHO. Swings it over to Butts. Swings over to Caden Smith. He'll get inside. He'll have it blocked away by Williams. And we're going to have a timeout. 69-51, 18-point lead for Richland. 2 minutes and 46 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. We'll be right back from the Raider Dome. And we're back from Richland High, newest Prosper High School here in the Prosper area, just north of Dallas. First men's basketball season, first school year for Richland High. Beautiful campus. Just driving around earlier today and just beautiful baseball field, beautiful soccer field, just nothing to like about this campus, especially for a public high school. The Raider Dome. It's been a long day, guys. The Raider Dome is right up par with multiple JUCO, but even Division II and Division III schools that I've seen as far as facilities go, from the locker rooms to the weight rooms, just everything about it. There's nothing to like here from Raider High School. 20-point lead, 71-51, favor of Richland. Head coach Zach Mikesell getting into his bench a little bit, up 20 points with just about 2 minutes to go in this one. Ross Benavidez, Jeremiah Casanave, Caden Smith are 3 of the 5 on the court right now. I can't see everybody else. Talon Sims I can see. And Brian Hastings. Brian Hastings, that's the 5th on the floor for the Raiders. Probably going to close this one out. Head coach Zach Mikesell will pick up win number 127. Richland's going to end up improving to 7-8 on the season. It's the freshman Talon Sims gets that one to go off the offensive board. Sims now has 4. So I was saying the Raiders are going to improve to 7-8, 3-2 here from the Raider Dome. Richland will be back in action against Canale at 3 p.m. on the 29th. That's going to be a week from today. They'll then start district play as they take on Lake Dallas here in the Raider Dome on the 2nd of the year. That's going to be at 12:30. I believe that's going to be a Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. The 2nd. No, the 29th is a Saturday. Yeah, that game against, no, that's a Friday. The 2nd's a Friday, so they'll take on Lake Dallas on January 2nd, Friday, January 2nd at 12:30 here in the Raider Dome. That'll be Richland High School's first district game in school history for men's basketball. Caden Smith on the inside gets that one to go. Minute left here in regulation, 75-53 in favor of Richland. Top of the key, Sims on the attack, gets inside, not able to finish, and it's going to stay on this end with Richland. As we close this one out, another big shout out to the audio video team here at Prosper High School. Outside of our broadcast, beautiful, beautiful picture on the big Jumbotron above half court here from the Raider Dome, but special shout out for allowing us to pump the video feed from that Jumbotron into the broadcast here today. Looks absolutely exceptional, and that's something they didn't have to do. I'm not paying them to do that. They're not, benefiting anything from allowing me to do that. So big shout out to Prosper High School's audio video team for their help today. Winham handling it on the near side. He'll get in the interior, not able to finish. Freshman Talon Sims back the other way. Gets inside, and he'll go to line for a pair of free throws. And Sims misses the first. And Sims, nothing to show on that trip. Gets his own miss, throws up the floater, off the mark. Community back the other way. And Braden White, as we said in the pregame, saw in warm-ups, got some bunnies in those shoes, and He closes this one out with a dunk for the Braves, and Richland is going to pick up a 75-55 win over Community High. They'll improve to 7-8 on the season, 3-2 at home. They'll be back in action on the 29th versus Canale at 3 p.m. back in the Raider Dome. Then on the second, Friday, January 2nd, they'll take on Lake Dallas Open. District play at 12:30 here in the Raider Dome. Community High School falls to 8-7. They'll be back in action against Ranch View High School on Tuesday, January 6th. That's going to be on the road in Irving. Once again, Chase Upton on the call. Special shout out to head coach Zach Mikesell for giving me the opportunity to broadcast today's game, and Richland High School's audio video team for helping me get our video feed into the broadcast today. Chase Upton signing off.